volume sounds okay. I'm just going to check on the TV screens real quick, and then we'll get started here. We're just about 2 minutes away from our live broadcast here at the Eckerly at Timberland for all residents. And good, he says that we're good. So many of you are already tuning in. I want to get you situated a little bit about why we're doing this live broadcast this way. We also will start to do some of our town halls this way as well through channel 981. If you are a resident that doesn't get 981 in your apartment, that is an emergency call that can be made to the front desk, and we can do an emergency work order to get that resolved for you. Again, channel 981 will be doing live broadcasts. You've already seen us doing workout videos with Kim and the team. You've also seen some of our live performers performing on your TV sets so that you're able to have some kind of entertainment. And then also we put up what's going on in the community. So this is a great area for you to go, be able to get your information one stop and know when we are having live recordings. I will try to do a live recording at least once a week to you so you know what's going on with updates and whatnot in the community. In addition to that, we do have VoiceFriend, which if you're not getting text message alerts or emails, we need to make sure that we have your correct information so that you are getting those in case of an emergency. So thank you for tuning in and listening to our COVID-19 update that we have for you today at 1 o'clock. The reason that we're broadcasting this information is so that everybody is on the same page and you hear it directly from me and not as a rumor. This location, along with all Leisure Care locations, is going into what's called a full quarantine. And the reason for this is that we have learned that the COVID-19 virus can be non-symptomatic to people, but they can still shed the virus and then spread that virus. Now, you may ask, how is that going to affect me if I'm living in the community and I'm not going outside or I'm not going out in the community? It's because we have healthcare workers and employees that live outside of this community that come into the community that could be affected by that. So we want to take every precaution as necessary so that we do not get the COVID-19 virus in our location. Once again, we do not have any confirmed cases of COVID-19 for either employee or resident. So that's the good news, and we want to continue to keep it that way. Unfortunately, if you follow the CDC and the information that's being broadcast, you are going to learn that this virus has a rapid return going on right now where people have let their guard down, and unfortunately, the virus is still spreading. The Governor, Kate Brown, has made an announcement stating that everyone that is not an essential worker should stay at home and not go out. Yet today we still see people breaking those rules and leaving themselves in jeopardy of being able to catch this virus. So here is what you need to know for this community and how we are trying to safeguard you. First of all, there are no visitors allowed in the community at all. Please be aware that there are other ways to be able to communicate with your loved ones, and we are more than happy to help you with technology that would allow you to do this. Simple ways of being able to connect are just like this video where you can see them and they can see you and you can have a conversation over the internet. If you would like to learn more about this information, please see the front desk or our guest services to be able to have help in being able to get this vital communication available to you. Only verified essential workers are admitted in to the building. They have to go through a pre-screen process and they have to be approved by myself in order to be able to come through the building. If you have a family member that is considered your caregiver, they have to have a doctor's note that indicates that they are a primary care worker for you and are essential to the needs of your living environment. Once we receive that documentation, they will be on our approved list and be able to be let in. Again, they have to be screened and put through with a doctor's note in order for this to happen. Residents should remain in their apartments at all times during this quarantine. In the past couple weeks, we've allowed you to wander around through the community, be available in the game area, or be able to come and see what's going on downstairs, walk around the community. Right now, in a full quarantine setting, we're asking that you stay in your apartment, that you do not go through the community. The high risk that's involved with COVID-19 right now is very serious. So we are urging you to stay in your apartment and be there so that we can safeguard you from the possible contamination of this virus. In addition to this, all staff must wear a mask and gloves at all times. The only reason why I'm coming to you right now without a mask is because I want to be able to talk to you and be able for you to hear me. Otherwise, you would see me like this with a mask on for most of the time, as well as any of our other employees. Residents, when you're occupying your apartment, should also have a mask readily available so that you are keeping the 6-foot distance from the caregiver or the person that's at your door, and that you're safeguarding your face from being able to from the COVID-19 virus. So if you don't have a mask, we do have emergency masks that are being sent to us this week, and we'd be happy to get you a mask. There are some residents who have already made masks that are similar to this one here, and you are more than welcome to wear those masks as well. If you need a mask, you can let us know by contacting the front desk and letting them know. It doesn't have to be today, but it is something that we would like you to get already into your apartment where you have a mask to be able to wear. All residents' vitals will be checked daily, and this is something that we're working on a protocol right now for, where we'll be able to come around and check your vitals and check on you. So we're going to be checking temperatures and be making sure that you're doing okay. We do have limited housekeeping, so I want to make sure you're aware. The housekeeping that'll be going on will not be our full housekeeping package that we've done in the past. Again, we want to really not utilize too much of moving dust around or anything like that. So they will come in and do light housekeeping, and the housekeeping supervisor can tell you exactly what that is if you have questions. But they will still change out your garbages, clean your bathrooms, and change out linen for you, but that is about it on there. Only emergency maintenance orders will be processed. So this means that if you have something that's considered an emergency, that's deemed as an emergency, like a toilet that's leaking or the not working, then our maintenance team will respond to that. If it's something as simple as a light bulb or something that is not considered an emergency, we may not be able to get to that right away, but we'll put it on our log. Right now, only emergency maintenance orders are being done because our maintenance team is helping work on the security of the building, walking around every hour and doing perimeter checks, and also ensuring the safety of our residents and our staff. All doors will remain closed and will be opened only for essential workers and emergency personnel through our front doors. Several residents have found it very convenient to go out the side door, and we have now manned that station, which costs us extra money to do that. But we have someone manning that station to make sure that people are not coming and going out of that side entrance. All of our visitors and residents would need to be exiting through the front doors during this quarantine. Again, you're supposed to be remaining in your apartment. If you have a dog that needs to be walked, you can contact our guest services department. They would be more than happy to come and walk the dog for you. We are trying to cut out any jeopardizing of you getting in contact with the coronavirus. We sent out a letter to you recently today that states that no visitors unless they're medically necessary. All residents are to remain in their apartments. All staff are going to wear masks. Residents are to wear masks when opening the doors or receiving food or caregiving tasks. Precautions specific to our Opal memory care residents are also in place. So we are ensuring that our Opal residents and our memory care are having social distancing as well as other safety measures. COVID-19 testing will be done and conducted for identified residents and identified staff members. and will be conducted here and then run through, and we'll get those test results much quicker than we are today. Housekeeping services, again, are limited to trash pickup, sanitation, bathroom cleaning, and changing of the sheets or linens. And then the maintenance is limited to emergency maintenance only. So we have this sign that is located all over the doors. You probably have seen it already, indicating to the outside public and to yourselves that we are in a full quarantine mode. We are asking that every resident stay in their apartment as much as possible. If you need to go on a walk, and you're used to going on a walk, I have made special arrangements for our community only to be able to do this. The way to do this is at the front desk. We have a sign-up sheet, and we will sign up the times. You can call the front desk and sign up for the day before of a walking time. We are currently taking times right now for residents. What this will allow you to do is to get out of your apartment and go down to the first floor through the front doors so that you can be verified and be able to walk around for at least a half an hour and then be able to come back and be safely in your apartment. This is a lot better than having you be quarantined to your apartment all day with no access to the outside or being able to get fresh air. So this is my one attempt to be able to help. I need people to follow the guidelines that are set here for the safety of all residents and staff. In addition to this, your mail system will still be the same. You'll still receive your mail downstairs now in your mailboxes. And in order to do this, we would like you to sign up as a time to come down and check your mail. That way we can space out how many residents are in the mail area and that we're avoiding having any close contact. A lot of people don't understand the 6-foot rule. A lot of people think, oh, I know that person, so they don't have COVID-19, so I'm going to go ahead and talk close to them. That is a big no-no. Just because you know somebody does not mean that you are risk-free of being not getting the COVID-19 virus. You have to protect yourself at all times, and that is why we're asking that when you're in the community, you're wearing a mask, that you're limiting your outside activities, and that we are doing this full quarantine. We are seeing an uptick in death cases that have happened in communities, not all leisure care, just letting you know. In fact, many of them are not leisure care, and we have been recognized for some of our most stringent standards to be able to protect our residents. Although this protection may feel punitive to you right now, it is in your best interest. The only other change that we've made this week, which has been sent out to you, is a letter that's telling you that the meal services are now, they're going to contact you to get your meal order instead of you contacting them. So you should be receiving a phone call or some kind of contact from our food service, and they will be able to get your order for the day, and they're going to contact you instead of you having to contact them. That's great. That's a nice thing to have. It was very easy change. So the points that we've made today are just, again, safety, safety, safety. We're thinking about you. We understand that this is not a fun time to go through, but what is worse is that if we have a COVID-19 case, we would have to go into what's called a full quarantine. We would have to lock down all residents into their rooms and to their apartments and making sure that everybody stays like that. I really don't want to get there. This full quarantine that we're experiencing today is kind of a lighter quarantine, but it's, again, meant to protect residents and staff members. So that kind of summarizes everything that I have for you. We have the walk list and the mail list that's kept down at our front desk. You can call down there and get added on to that list throughout the day and has specific times to allow you to go through. If you or a family member are violating the quarantine that is put in place, unfortunately, it is considered a misdemeanor by law, and we can enforce that. I don't want to do that. What that means is that the governor has already issued a state of emergency and has indicated that quarantine measures need to be in place to safeguard residents and staff members. If you are violating the quarantine rules that we have in place, a misdemeanor can be placed against you, and we would have to get authorities involved. I don't want to go there. I think everybody wants to be able to get through this as fast and as safe as we can. And everyone knows that we are doing our best to keep everybody there. So let's all do our part, make sure that we are working together to make sure that people are not violating these rules that are put in place. Again, this is temporary, folks. As soon as we can lift this quarantine, I will let you know. I'll be in communication throughout the week. I am available for you as well as our staff. And ultimately, we just want to protect everyone, and we can't do that by having everybody walking freely and going in and out without masks and protection and without verifying. So this quarantine is in effect as of today at 1 o'clock. If you have any questions at all, you may contact my office and see me. Notice that there may be a little bit of a lag getting back to you if everybody's calling, but we'll do our best. Please follow these rules that have been posted out for you and be safe. I'll be back in contact with you soon again through this video chat. Thank you so much for being a resident here. We are going to do our darndest to make sure that you're still having fun and that we're having things brought to you. Thank you again for doing your part to protect your friends, your employees that are working so hard to protect you and help you and service you. Thank you so much for just being open to this quarantine and understanding the reason for it. Thank you again. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.